do you guys think is doing a lot of moving? For some people out of college, it might be once every year and a half. That's a decent amount of moving, the more stuff you accumulate. For some people, it might be once a year. For some people, it might be once every 4 years. I will tell you that my wife and I have moved 21 times, 21 in 5 years. How the hell is that possible? Well, my wife was teaching in Bangkok, and I moved there to be with her. In her tiny little place, we were having a baby. We moved to a bigger place, and then an even bigger place when that place proved to be too small. We then boarded a plane, came back to America, to Los Angeles. This does not include Airbnbs that we stayed in along the way where we did not move all our stuff. This is only counting moves where we moved everything we owned. After several months, we decided to move and look for a house in Las Vegas. We looked, and our 6 months were up, and we went to Canada. For 5 months, we were in Canada. Then we moved to Bermuda for 1 month. While in Bermuda, we purchased a house that I had seen on a trip back to Vegas while we were still in Canada. And we were destined to move into that house the same day that we were arriving into America. Going through Bermuda, they have CBP. They have Customs Border Patrol on the island for America. My wife said something to the Customs Border Patrol officer that they did not like, that they took as an intent to immigrate. Fortunately, they gave us 3 months. For 3 months, we fixed up our house in Vegas and then flew back to Thailand. Another huge move. Huge. With our baby boy. We were in Bangkok for several months and then moved to Chiang Mai. Several times we moved around Chiang Mai, moving all of our stuff. Then went south to Krabi and then to Phuket, where we moved several more times. At that point, we were having the greatest time. We were getting COVID prices, half price for a house with a swimming pool. Just a fabulous layout with really nice neighbors, Thais that recognized us. It was fantastic. And we were by one of the most glorious beaches in the world. And my wife became pregnant again with our third child. While Thailand was a model for COVID at the beginning of the epidemic, suddenly it swept through the nation and they went COVID crazy, loco. At 38 weeks pregnant, they would give a mandatory PCR test to the pregnant woman. Should she test positive, she would be forced to have a C-section. No buts, ifs, ands, or nots about it. At that point, the baby and mother would be quarantined away from her 2 children that are very young. That was not something we could handle. But they would not be quarantined with each other. Oh no, they would be quarantined away from each other for 2 weeks, a newborn baby. And the newborn baby would not be allowed to have her milk. So we researched, got on a plane, and moved to Costa Rica, which is one of the places that you could go and have an easy birth at home that would let in travelers that may or may not have had the vaccine. Costa Rica turned out to be a harder place to live than we had anticipated, with expenses running very high just to stay in the country, as well as perhaps forced vaccinations for our son, who was then to be turning 5. We then decided to try Mexico. Mexico, we moved around the Puerto Vallarta several times and now have elected to stay here. For how long, I don't know, but the total number of moves where we took all of our belongings, packed them in, might be several tips, might be a plane ride, 21 times overall between Canada, America, Bermuda, Thailand, Costa Rica, Mexico. That's a lot of movement. So it is possible to move that many times, and I'm tired of moving. I told my wife that I am like a Labrador Retriever. that you've been traipsing around, moving him around on a long, long walk. And with 3 children, it becomes increasingly difficult. And that Labrador Retriever just found a nice patch of cool grass, and he sat down and he's refusing to move. It was far easier when it was just me and my wife. I'm used to traveling. I've been to 60 countries. I'm used to just packing up a backpack and going. But with 3 children, it is now impossible to go anywhere. So what was supposed to be a vacation to Mexico turned into our ultimate, hopefully, destination where we won't be moving for years. That's how you move 21 times in 5 years. Peace. Hope you enjoyed. Share the video, thumb it up, subscribe, hit the all notification bell. Peace out.